All right, it's Mo the God King here. Let me talk about workplace racism today. I live in Texas, and we got a lot of immigrants over here, especially white Latino, white Hispanic immigrants. They classify themselves as white. Working with these folks, I used to, work at a restaurant, and we have cooks and stuff. They, we have one cook call me a pincha mayate, which means effing N-word in Spanish. It will translate to English. And, I had one of the cooks try to get in a fight with me for no reason when I ain't ever said nothing to this dude, just being an anti-black racist. And at this spot, at this location, they don't even want to sit black people. They looking for anybody else to sit them. They don't even want to take the table. They got the black customers waiting for 5, 10 to 15, 20 minutes. They got the black customers coming in trying to get a to-go order. They don't even want to take it. It's unacceptable out here. Yet these Democrats, they got the immigration policy. Most of these people come over from, on the Democrats. The Democrats, the only ones that promote immigration. The Republicans don't. I've never seen a Republican have any type of immigration agenda on the table. Nothing but Democrats. Obama, had the Dreamer, the DACA program, and Joe Biden, he's bringing all the Afghanistan refugees, Ukrainian refugees. We got white Hispanic people coming from Mexico and all these other countries. They just let the Latinos from I guess they had them in federal custody because of Trump. They just let them all out, and Governor Abbott signed some type of bill, saying they're gonna have a bus ride for them all the way to Washington D.C. and sending up there with Joe Biden, which is hilarious because they got a border war going on down there and by the border in Texas. So it's gonna be some crazy stuff going on. But all the drugs and all the cocaine, the weed, the fentanyl, all that's coming from Mexico. Got all the cartels down there selling drugs, killing people. It's a shame. And the government needs to do something about that because it's spilling over to the United States, spilling over to Texas, spilling over to New Mexico and California and Arizona, all of the borders. It's crazy. It has to stop. And people need to do something about it because, that fentanyl is killing a lot of people. I don't do any type of drugs. I don't smoke. I don't drink. So that doesn't affect me. But I've been seeing on the news a lot of people been dying from that stuff. It's a shame. All the organized crime that got going on. Don't let them ever say anything about foundational black Americans committing crimes because they got all kind of crimes going on down there. And we ain't selling no drugs like that, like how they selling it. We not doing none of that, man. I don't want nobody to say anything about how foundational black Americans be selling drugs and all this shit. No, them people down there got us beat. They got all the drugs, all the cocaine, all the fentanyl. They got all that down there. We ain't nowhere near on their level. They got El Chapo and all these other people running around. We don't have a black version of El Chapo running around. We don't. So, no. But back to the workplace racism. I had one of the managers at the restaurant, tell me he don't care how long I've been working there and all this old stuff. I'm like, dude, come on. You know how racist that stuff is, man. That's unacceptable. These people can barely even speak the English language, and they trying to tell somebody what to do, and you can't even understand what they saying. It's terrible out here. I can only imagine in these other states that they got these people coming over here practicing anti-black racism, using racial epithets on the job. Some of them be drinking on the job, smoking weed outside on the parking lot. You would think a black person be doing that, but it's a white Hispanic doing that. And I'm not trying to be on no hateful stuff. I'm not trying to be on no hate speech, but I see this stuff every day, and it's unacceptable. people need to know this stuff goes on. And at these locations and these restaurants and some of these other jobs, they like to hire their own people. And, when it comes to black people, they don't want to hire black people. They be lazy. And then the real fact is that they lazy too. They sitting down eating, sitting down chilling, sitting down watching TV on their phone. Ain't no black people doing that on these jobs like that. Not all the time. So these folks come over here and take advantage of, the immigration. And this is why I don't vote Democrat. And this is why I don't even vote Republican either. I'm independent. I'm not voting for neither one of them because they're not going to do anything for foundational black Americans. So it's best not to even vote. I'm not down with the immigration policies because these people come over and practice too much racism towards black people, and it's unacceptable. And Martin Luther King back in the 1960s was out there trying to fight for civil rights and immigration so the African immigrants can come over here, and it just backfired on us. They start bringing all these other groups that practice anti-black racism in their own country. So Spain back in, the 1500s and 1400s, they was practicing anti-black racism. They had slaves. So, that just come from their culture. So anti-black racist culture, which is okay. Everybody needs to know what's going on with these people. So we know how to handle these folks on the jobs, handle these people, they got these folks working at apartment complexes, and they want to give black people apartments. They give them, illegal immigrants apartments over black people. It's unacceptable. And it's 2022. We got this going on. This world, the United States is in a world of hurt right now. The way the United States is being run is unacceptable. But I'm not going to rant and rave too much on here. I just want y'all to know how these jobs out here in Texas, I know it's everywhere else too, it has to be. How these jobs out here in Texas be treating foundational black Americans, it's crazy. Have to deal with these racist folks on an everyday basis. And sometimes back then, I don't even feel like going to work every day. Got to deal with these people. It's unreal. It's unreal. So that's why we got to, not vote. And hopefully some of these governors will, I'll take what Governor Abbott did and start doing it too. Because it's getting out of hand out here. And they just flood the streets with illegal immigrants, and it's unacceptable to be an American right now. To go and deal with all this racism towards foundational black Americans is terrible. And once you look at it, it puts a lot of things in perspective. That we've been dealing with racism for hundreds and hundreds of years, and it's still going on. We got to do something about it. And the way we do something about it is not vote for these people. Do not vote for these Democrats. If they ain't going to do nothing for black people, we don't need to vote for them. Joe Biden, Kamala Harris ain't doing nothing for black people but bringing Afghanistan immigrants and Ukrainian immigrants and white Hispanic immigrants over. They're doing nothing but trying to bury black people, but they want us to go vote. They need our vote. Democrats, they need the black people vote. They can't go nowhere without black people voting. Not the Democrats. The Republicans, they got their base. They got their Trump base. But the Democrats, they need black people. If there ain't no black people coming out, the Republicans going to keep winning election after election after election. So we're just going to have to let the Democrat Party crash and burn. We don't need them because they're bringing all these anti-black racist people over here. We already got to deal with enough anti-black racist Republicans. Now we got to deal with anti-black racist Democrats too? No. I'm not down with that. So yeah, they got to do something about these jobs, man. It's unacceptable how they treat black people at these jobs, and they just get away with it. You start filing lawsuits against these people, man. Start making these people pay for anti-black discrimination. at these jobs. It's unacceptable. But I'm a holler. This is Mo the God King. I'm signing off.